Picture your living room on a typical evening. Your smart TV is streaming a movie, your phone is scrolling through social media, and a laptop is downloading a game update. They are all pulling data from the internet at the exact same time. But here's the catch. Your internet service provider usually gives your entire house only one single public address. So with all those screens requesting different things simultaneously, how does the internet know exactly which device gets the movie and which one gets the game update without mixing them up? The answer is a hidden traffic control system built into your home. Once you see how it solves this daily traffic jam, you'll understand the invisible process that keeps today's internet running. To make sense of it, let's step away from technology for a second and imagine a large office building. Inside, every employee has their own unique 3-digit internal phone extension on their desk. When an employee needs to call an outside client, they pick up the phone and dial. But when the client looks at their caller ID, they don't see that 3-digit extension. They just see the company's main public phone number. Later, when that client calls back, the company's receptionist answers the main line. The receptionist remembers exactly who made the outgoing call earlier and confidently transfers the client right back to the correct desk. That receptionist acts as a bridge. By managing the flow of calls, they allow hundreds of employees to communicate seamlessly with the outside world, all while sharing just one public phone number. Your home network operates on that exact same logic. Inside your house, devices like your phone and laptop use what we call private IP addresses. Think of these as your personal internal desk extensions. These internal numbers work perfectly within your own walls, but we run into a massive scaling problem globally. Millions of other networks around the world use exactly the same private addresses. If your laptop tried to use its private address directly on the open internet to reach a website like Google, the website wouldn't know which of the millions of identical addresses actually sent the request. It would be like giving someone your 3-digit office extension and expecting them to find you from across the country. Because these private addresses duplicate so widely, they are strictly forbidden from traveling on the public internet. To communicate with the outside world, your home network needs its own dedicated translator. Watch how this translation works. A single device in a home network sends out a web request. The data is stamped with a private internal identifier, heading straight for the central router. Your router intercepts that request. Acting like a receptionist, it strips off the private internal address, attaches your home's public IP address, and logs this exact swap in its memory. The destination server receives the request. As far as the server knows, the message came from your public address, so it fires the returning data right back to that public location. The router catches the return message. It quickly checks its internal log, swaps the public identifier back to the private one, and routes the packet precisely to your device. All of this happens in milliseconds. This invisible process is called network address translation, or NAT. By allowing dozens of devices to share a single public address, NAT successfully prevented the internet from running out of available IP addresses years ago. Because NAT sits right between your home and the open internet, beginners often assume it is a firewall. They are actually two very different things. A firewall actively inspects traffic to block malicious activity. NAT's only job is to translate addresses. However, NAT does provide an accidental security benefit. Look at this diagram showing an external threat trying to send malicious data. It's aiming for a private internal identifier, but the data bounces right off the router. Because internal devices only use private addresses, they are practically invisible to attackers on the outside. So let's recap. Private addresses are for inside your network, public addresses are for the internet, and NAT is the translation tool inside your router that seamlessly connects the two. Which leaves us with an interesting question. If NAT naturally hides all your internal devices from the outside world, how do you intentionally let someone in? Say, if you want to check your home security camera while you're sitting at work. That requires a specific set of tools, which we'll explore in our next episode.